Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. Okay, cards on the table. This isn't my watch. I can't sell it to you. No, on behalf of my good friends at Atelier Wen, who have been sending me pre-production prototypes seemingly since their first venture in 2018, I present you the 2026 Atelier Wen Inflection, a proudly Chinese-made watch with a Girard-Perregaux heart, an enamel dial, and a case and bracelet and clasp of 99.9% tantalum. That's right, the whole thing, tantalum. 225 grams of integrated bracelet sports watch that's proudly made in China. And I have to say that when I received the first pieces from Atelier Wen in 2018, my thought was, well, the detailing is certainly of high quality and the business plan is ambitious, but back then luxury-priced Chinese watches were kind of like luxury Chinese cars, an untested notion, especially in the West. And just as Chinese cars went from absolutely no prospects at all to world-class seemingly overnight, Chinese-made luxury watches have done the same, and even Atelier Wen, from an impressive start, has exceeded my expectations here, because this watch feels and looks like it should cost $100,000. So let me just talk about what's here and the fact that you can't buy this because this is a pre-production prototype, but there will be 100 pieces, black dial, blue dial, and green dial, and they'll be available for purchase by application, with the full bracelet version of this watch costing about $29,800, and there is a sailcloth strap version for $19,800, but get the full fat one on the bracelet and they throw in the strap, so this is the one to buy. Let's talk about some of the basics. I said 225 grams, and if anything, that might be a little bit conservative. Let's throw this on the scale. Well, there we go. 225 and 13/100ths grams. So, over half a pound for those of you in the old colonies. You might be wondering, is it heavier than gold? Yes. Tantalum, as used in watches, is slightly heavier than 18-karat gold. Now, the watch is difficult to measure, but it's 40 millimeters, I suppose, if you measure it diagonally. And I measure it 10.8 millimeters thick and 45.1 millimeters lug-to-lug, but you're going to wear it with a bracelet or a strap. So if you measure the first end link on each side to its opposite number, the total distance across the wrist is a somewhat beefier 49.6 millimeters. So don't think of it as 45.1, think of it as 49. Now, a couple of thoughts here. We do have a quick release system that reveals unexpectedly conventional lug spacing for an integrated bracelet watch. But just keep in mind that the bracelet itself is 22 millimeters wide, and the slot for the spring bar is 18. So if you are going to do some sort of an aftermarket or custom strap, just keep that in mind, because the width of the bracelet as published is not the width of the lug spacing. And ultimately, although I find it fairly easy to replace the bracelet inside the lugs, Atelier Wen informs me that there will be a better and easier to use quick release setup by the time this reaches consumer hands. And again, you do first apply for the opportunity to purchase. If you advance, you will chat with Robin and Wilfried about, wanting the watch for the right reasons and your interest in the brand. After that, there's a deposit, and then I believe there's a multi-installment payment plan leading up to the delivery of the watches in the third quarter or the fourth quarter of 2026. So that is the process, and that's the timeline. Just go on their website. That's the easy way to do it. I have no financial stake in this. I just like watches, and I always think it's fun to support builders that I believe in. Garrick, Dan Reuter, Moser, Atelier Wen, even way back in the day, De Bethune. Now, they've got a long way to go before they get compared to De Bethune, although AP, back in the 80s, did tantalum bracelets, and well, Atelier Wen's already gotten that far. Taking a quick look at the bracelet, it's a beautiful piece. What I find impressive here is not just that it's all tantalum, but that the finishing is quite intricate. There's alternating polish and satin, and if you look very carefully, you can even see that the polish is part of a fluted concave that runs all the way down the links, and that starts on the case where you have this concave that's mirror finished, dished, and polished all the way around. There's a little relief in the side of the case, and you'll find that on both flanks. The crown is a screw down. It's 100 meters water resistant. Taking a look at the bracelet itself, you can see how it's assembled and that there are several removable links built in so you can fine-tune the fit. But there's also a incremental adjustment mechanism. So a little bit like the Brogioli system in Switzerland, you press the trigger and it unlocks a rack that gives you several different locking positions. There is a proprietary sliding mechanism that's in here that helps to improve the ease of sliding it onto and off of a wrist. And then once it's down, you have to press both triggers to open it up. You can see a combination of polish, satination, and hammering. So they are quite thoughtful about the detailing here, and really they've left nothing to chance. Every single detail has been thoughtfully considered. Take a look at the way the bezel swells a little bit at its base at 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock, and then how it thins out at the mid-case. Little things like this come to the fore when you examine it. The bezel is also polished and concave, which is a lovely step to visually slim the watch. We've got a double-boxed cambered sapphire over a dial that is fired enamel. You can see outboard we have a motif that's common in traditional Chinese decorative arts, but also on Atelier Wen watches. Atelier Wen watch is often using this Hui Wen dial motif, and that's what that recurring motif is, and I believe that also will feature on a lot of the box and paper setup for this. We have a screw-down crown here. It's relatively shallow, which means it doesn't protrude. It's not obtrusive. The dial is available in 3 different colors. There's green, which has sort of a hammered translucent aesthetic, almost like a flinke enamel over a hammered base. And then there's black, which is solid, and blue, which is solid. And so the black is called the Mo, the green is called the Yu, and the blue is called the Yuan, and that's the Yuan right here. It's on a sterling silver base, and the dial is actually done by Kang Lingjun, which is one of the premier enamelers in China. If you take a closer look, you can also see that the font used for the numerals is a beautiful one and beautifully transferred, and very carefully so. But this is not a perfect dial, and this is not a production dial. So you will note there are little specks on the dial. Those are embedded and they are pre-production. You can also see that there's been a little bit touch up on the 2, that the transfer of the 1 is imperfect. This is a pre-production prototype, so don't judge on that basis. Instead, consider this to be a statement of intent. The watch you get will have a 5-year warranty, and it will be perfect in detail. Now take a look at the leaf-style hands and see how they've been scalloped on each side. There's a strong central spline, but then each side has been fluted independently, and you can see how it splays out, flattens, and then flares across the dial. It's an incredibly beautiful execution, and ruthenium coated to give it a nice dark aesthetic. Speaking of ruthenium coat, this is actually a hybrid Chinese and Swiss watch, and that is Girard-Perregaux right there. This was actually redesigned and custom made in conjunction with Girard-Perregaux back in Switzerland. So what you're getting here is a true Swiss heart in a Chinese watch. You can see how the motif of the bridge as well as the rotor is designed to echo the portrayal of wind in traditional Chinese art. And it is a wonderful and almost fluid aesthetic, which makes sense because the wind is air and air is a fluid. But again, it will be better in the production model. I've been assured that this is a statement of intent, but not the finished product. You can also see that not only have the bridges themselves been cut to match that motif, but there's also a striping across the bridges, so the Côte de Genève has been discarded for that wind motif. We have engine turning on the base plate. We have both polished and blued screws, 5-position adjusted. The accuracy is attested to be at least -0 plus 10 seconds per 24 hours or better. You could see that it's a unidirectional winder. There's the winding system right there. It's got a 48-hour power reserve and a 4 hertz beat rate. There is a stop seconds functional, though there is not a quick set date because we do not have a date here. You can see it's very, very nicely executed. You will not be disappointed. This is a true luxury caliber movement, and Girard-Perregaux patrimony is unarguable. Let's take this apart so you can better see the solarization on the bridge itself. Again, there are some marks here that will not be present on a production model. The bevels, particularly from that angle, are beautifully done, and you can see that to good effect. Rolling around again to the dial side, this is a fantastic watch. This is a very cool product. It is by no means cheap, though. If you imagine Audemars Piguet bringing back a full tantalum bracelet, or you look at something like the full tungsten carbide bracelet from F.P. Journe, you begin to grasp just how much this would cost if it were developed and sold through traditional channels. Atelier Wen has never backed away from the fact that they're Chinese and proud of it. And I am probably the ultimate economic nationalist in the wristwatch YouTube space. All my guitars, all my cars, all my bikes, even several of my watches are made in the United States. So I am perhaps a biased party, but I do think that there's a fine line between nationalism and ignorance, and that is a line I dare not cross. This is an incredible execution, and the customers for this will be extremely pleased. Every piece of it, even the sterling silver dial base you can't see, has been selected for quality. And those 100 pieces that will be built out over the 3 versions. That's not 100 times 3. That is roughly 33 of each if they were built out evenly. There is a lot to love here, and I think that if you do take the jump, for $30,000, you're not going to find a more substantial or intriguing watch. And in a period when integrated bracelet sports watches have probably been played out for over a year, this somehow seems so fresh and inventive that it almost breaks free of the baggage that is accumulated around this class of watch. The way it's been made, the unconventional origins, the quality of the finish, and the uncompromising standard really put this on a different plane. So check out Atelier Wen. Again, I don't have this watch to sell to you. It's not mine. But if you're interested, reach out to Robin and Wilfried, and I guarantee you, if you put this on your wrist, eyes closed, you're going to think Audemars Piguet, Vacheron, Patek Philippe, maybe Lange. Eyes open, you'll be surprised. But at this point, 8 years into the Atelier Wen adventure, maybe we shouldn't be surprised anymore. Again, reach out to Atelier Wen. This one's not mine to sell.